Hey, Amy, are you in your room right now?
I'm at work. What's going on?
Stop fooling around. You can't be at work. All you do as an unemployed person is scroll through your phone and eat chips on the couch. Isn't that right?
I've told you multiple times that's not true. I do have a job, but I work from home. I'm employed by a company, whether you believe it or not. So I'm still at work.
Fine, whatever. Anyway, my friends are coming over later. Can you leave the house to us?
Excuse me?
Nobody's home today except for us. So I'm planning to have my friends over to our new house. But I can't do that if you're here. We want to have a party and enjoy ourselves. That's why I'm asking you to go somewhere today.
What do you mean? I'm not just sitting around watching TV. I'm working. Besides, you can have the first floor to yourself. I'll be upstairs. I'll try not to come downstairs so we won't see each other.
Still, I feel embarrassed if my friends ask me who's at home.
Just tell them it's me. What's embarrassing about that? Be honest with them.
Well, it doesn't sound good to say that my husband's older sister, who's over 30 years old, still lives at home with her parents and younger brother. They'll think I'm joking. I don't want to be looked down upon.
No one will look down upon you for that.
You told me you're employed by a company, but to me, you're just unemployed. So how do I explain your existence to my friends?
Listen, I don't have to leave the house whenever your friends come over. I wouldn't mind doing it on weekends, but today is a weekday, and I have work to do. Besides, this is my house, so I don't think you have the right to tell me what to do.
You're impossible to talk to. Why are you even still here?
What are you talking about?
It's already challenging enough living with your parents. Now I have to share the place with my husband's older sister too. Can't you just move out at this point? I agreed to live with your parents because your mom is busy and rarely home. In other words, I could have had this house to myself if you weren't here.
Are you out of your mind? I don't have time to argue with you now. I'm busy with work. And I won't leave my room. So if you want the house to yourself, invite your friends over when I'm finished, or go somewhere else.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Remember, you still depend on your parents despite being over 30 years old.
That's rude. Let me tell you, I am financially stable and contribute to my family's daily expenses. So living here is not an issue for me. On the other hand, aren't you the one who's unemployed, Sherry?
I'm a housewife. That's my job. Don't speak of me as if we're the same. And you're just a lonely spinster.
How can you call me that when you live in my house? Explain that to me.
I don't care whether it's your house or not. I live here too, so it's my place too. Just know that you ruin the atmosphere when I have friends over. I don't see how you can be proud of being an unemployed nerd.
I've already told you countless times that I'm not an unemployed nerd. What you just said is nonsense. This property belongs to me, by the way.
You should have moved out earlier without being reminded. Don't you have any plans for marriage in the future? Or is it because no guy wants to date you? You're nothing but a freeloader. I'm tired of you lazing around the house all day. Your negativity is contagious. The whole family suffers because of you.
Do you even know what manners are? Shouldn't you be the one feeling ashamed of yourself? You've been acting like a lunatic, spouting nonsense.
Excuse me. I'm demanding that my rights be respected. I deserve to live here because I married your younger brother James, and this is his home. Your parents might not like me, but they accepted me as their daughter-in-law. I allowed you to live here, even though I probably shouldn't have because now you won't leave. You're nothing but a burden. I mean, you claimed to be employed by a company or something before.
I've told you many times that I am indeed employed by a company. The only difference is that I work from home. Many people have adopted this lifestyle recently.
To me, you're just a recluse who never goes out. All you do is play games on your computer.
How am I supposed to work without my computer?
Whatever, I'm done with you. Stop making excuses for your laziness.
That goes for you too. I really need to focus on my work right now. So leave me alone.
You have no idea how much of a nuisance you are to everyone.
Really?
No one wants you here. Accept it. It's time you realize that you're just an unemployed nerd.
Get your act together.
Get out of here. You unemployed spinster. Stop troubling everyone in this household and leave as soon as possible.
Fine, I'll grant your wish. Are you absolutely sure you won't regret this decision later?
Of course. Everything will be better without you around. I'm sure everyone will be happier.
Okay, I understand. Let's do it then. I'll move out, just as you wanted. I want you to know that there's no turning back once I leave. Are you ready to take responsibility for your actions?
Am I ready to take responsibility? That's the funniest thing I've heard. Of course, I am always prepared for the future. So shut up and get lost, you geek. I never want to see you again. You're a disgrace to this family. You make me sick. Hi, Amy, can I talk to you for a moment? I can wait until you're finished with your work, if you're busy. I just need to tell you something. I wanted to apologize for the mean things I said the other day. I hope you can forgive me.
Excuse me? Are you saying you've changed your mind within a week? What happened? You're not joking, right? Is this serious? Because when you made your decision, you were the most confident person I've ever seen. I mean, if you were in my shoes, would you come back? Do you remember how you treated me the other day? And now you want me to come back?
I never expected things to turn out like this. I'm taken aback right now.
What do you want from me? Get to the point.
I truly regret my actions. Please come back.
What do you mean? Isn't it a bit too late for that?
Please accept my apology. I didn't know the truth.
You mean how the house you're living in is actually under my Fianca copyright S name?
Yes. Your mom told me everything. I thought James was the owner of this house.
No, that's not the case. You and James live here without paying rent. Technically, you're not tenants, but you understand what I mean. James is frequently on business trips. And he believed it would be a waste of money to get another house. That's why I agreed to let you stay here. Once James returns, you're supposed to move out.
Seriously? Did James really say that?
I can't believe you were unaware. You could have simply asked James. And by the way, you don't even have a job, do you? So why can't you go with him?
Well, it's because I have more friends here. Besides, I don't want to live in a small town.
Overall, I've tolerated you for as long as I can remember. Do you understand the situation now?
I truly didn't know. Anyway, can't you please come back? Your mom is extremely angry with me right now. I don't know what to do anymore. And I assume you'll still pay the loan and bills every month, right?
Absolutely not. What are you thinking? I won't return unless you leave. Obviously, I won't be responsible for any payments if I'm not even living there.
What? Are you evicting me from this house?
Yes, I am. You shouldn't be surprised to hear this. I can no longer tolerate sharing the house with you. I'm done. Do you even remember all the insults you hurled at me?
Yes, I do. But I have sincerely apologized to you.
Just because you apologized doesn't mean I have to forgive you. Weren't you the one who wanted me to leave so badly? Don't change your mind after just a week, if that's truly what you want. I'm astonished at how quickly you regret your decision.
I feel terrible about what I did. I didn't realize you had a job.
I don't care what you thought. I explained my job to you multiple times, but you brushed it off. Even if I were unemployed, why do you think you can walk all over me?
I understand your point, but
But what? I'm telling you now, you need to get yourself together. You know what? I've had enough of you at this point. I won't return if you're still here. Is that clear? So you know what you have to do, right?
where am I supposed to go, though?
Are you seriously asking me that? You should go live with James. He's your husband, isn't he?
Still, I won't have as much fun there. I have more friends here. Plus, this house is newly built, with 3 floors, a balcony, and a backyard. I wanted to show it off to my friends when they come over.
I won't let someone as selfish as you stay here for even a second longer, not in a million years. Furthermore, my boyfriend is returning from his overseas post soon. We plan to live here together. That's why you need to move out before he arrives. And during the time I'm away, you're responsible for paying the loan and all other bills. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What the heck? Why are you doing this to me?
Well, I had to stay at a hotel because of you. Moreover, before you kicked me out, I was the one covering all expenses, including utilities and the loan. In other words, you've been living in my house for free. And not only did you show no gratitude, you went so far as to kick me out. It's actually quite amusing, now that we're discussing it.
How can I afford all this? I don't have a job.
If you had the audacity to call me an unemployed nerd, you should have anticipated the consequences. How can you blame me when I'm the homeowner? Didn't it occur to you to get a job and contribute to your daily expenses? After all, you spend your days watching TV and scrolling through social media. You have plenty of time to send out job applications or search for opportunities. Moreover, you use James's money to throw parties and enjoy yourself outside. Even the food you eat is prepared by my parents. Remember, you're an adult. You're not a 5-year-old child.
Come on, you don't have to get so angry. I told you I've realized my mistakes. Don't you remember my apology?
Yeah, whatever. Get out of my house right now. I'll ask James to cover my hotel bill.
Seriously. Wait a second. You can't do that. James will be furious if he finds out what I did.
That's not my problem. Besides, you deserve it. It's called karma. Remember, treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm kind and caring to my family, but I'm not a doormat. If I were in your shoes, I might even consider divorcing you on the spot. I don't want to be in debt because of my wife.
I'm truly sorry. Please forgive me. I'll do anything for a second chance. Believe me, I never intended to hurt your feelings in the first place. I don't want to leave this house either. I can't have as much fun in the countryside. It's so unfair. I want to enjoy myself in the city. And I'll help you with the bills and payments. Are you satisfied now? I know money is still an issue for you. $10 a month should be more than enough. Am I right? After all, I don't consume much food or use excessive water and electricity.
You've got to be kidding me. You lack common sense. $10 barely covers 1 or 2 meals, at the very least. You know what? Get out of my house today. I wasn't planning on going this far since you're my sister-in-law, but you've crossed the line this time. That's all I have to say. Don't text or call me again because I'm blocking you. It's unfortunate that you won't be able to have a good time here, but it's entirely your fault. So goodbye. Letting you stay in my house has been the biggest mistake of my life. But I won't repeat that mistake again. Following that, Sherry and my parents successfully managed to contact James. Through a FaceTime call, my parents compelled Sherry to confess her actions directly to her husband. They informed him about what had transpired and promptly expelled Sherry from the house. Despite her numerous apologies, no one was willing to grant her a second chance. As for me, I completely cut off contact with her by blocking her. Life has significantly improved without toxic individuals around. To make matters worse, Sherry didn't even have sufficient time to pack her belongings before relocating because I only granted her a single day. In the end, she had no alternative but to reside with James in the rural area where he is employed. It would have been quite a sight to witness her tearfully closing the door. The predicament is that James refuses to forgive her for her actions and has made it clear that he won't be financially responsible for the trouble she caused. Consequently, Sherry had to secure employment and work diligently to repay her debts. Initially, she attempted to make excuses, but she eventually surrendered when James threatened divorce. Regardless, she now inhabits a subpar apartment and toils day and night. I've heard she works 10-hour shifts without any weekends or holidays off. I suppose she has finally come to realize the value of her previous life, but it's too late, sadly. Nevertheless, I feel no sympathy for her, as she is merely experiencing the consequences of her own actions.